Today is the deadline for parties to weigh in on the future of abortion medication in the United States.
The Supreme Court will decide if a lower court's restrictions on access to the drug can remain in place. Amy Liu is at the Supreme Court this morning.
Well, Patrick and Destiny, the statements come from former FDA officials, hospitals, doctors, and even lawmakers. And the Supreme Court will consider those statements in deciding the fate of the abortion medication mifepristone. One statement comes from all Democratic lawmakers in the House, except one conservative Democrat in the Senate. Their statement raising concerns that an overruling of the FDA's approval of the drug could upend the process of approving other medications. The lawmakers also writing restricted access to mifepristone would only exacerbate a, quote, reproductive health crisis. One of the producers of the drug also weighing in, arguing it supplies nearly 2/3 of the generic version of mifepristone used in the U.S., their sole source of revenue for the one of two drugs they make. The company calling the decision to restrict access legally unjustifiable, countering what a lawsuit and a lower court's decision that the drug can present dangerous complications to women's health. The justices will rule by tomorrow if widespread use of the drug can continue while the case plays out in an appeals court. At the Supreme Court, I'm Amy Liu, WYFF News 4.
A voting machine company's $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit against Fox News is scheduled to begin today, and this is after a one-day delay. The lawsuit centers on whether Fox defamed Dominion voting systems by spreading false claims that the company rigged the 2020 presidential election. The delay raised speculation that the two sides would try to settle before going to court. Neither Fox or Dominion commented on the delay.
The White House is ramping up efforts to expand access to electric vehicles in the U.S. This latest initiative includes the company Zipcar, pledging to allocate 25% of its electric vehicles to disadvantaged communities this year. Uber has committed to reach 400 million miles driven by electric vehicles on its platform by the end of the year. Other companies have also pledged to invest in more charging stations. The administration says it's aiming to have 50% of all new vehicle sales be electric by the year 2030.
And just in time for National Park Week, finding your way around the parks across the country should be easier, and that's because Google Maps is rolling out new features to help you explore. The company says its updated app will help you navigate your way around the park you're visiting and assist you in discovering things to do and see. You will be able to access the trail routes and walking and cycling directions. The updated app will also let you download a park map that you can use even without internet access. If you're interested in visiting one of the more than 400 national parks in the U.S., entrance fees to all national parks will be waived on Saturday. It's the first day of National Parks Week.
South Carolina state health officials will begin their annual beach monitoring season on May 1st. On Monday, DHEC explained how they monitor water quality to protect the health of beachgoers. The water sample collection happens at more than 120 locations along South Carolina beaches. DHEC looks particularly for one type of bacteria that can indicate contamination. While it's not harmful if samples contain a higher than normal level of this bacteria, DHEC may issue a temporary swimming advisory. At 6:52, an upstate attorney is honoring educators across South Carolina with a chance to win a trip to Italy. Lauren Taylor Law out of Greenville in Charleston is giving two teachers a chance to join a social media influencer on an Italian getaway.
Attorney Lauren Taylor says she's requesting nominations for deserving educators in South Carolina because she believes in recognizing their tireless work. We talked to influencer Jamie Huffman, known as Charleston Blonde on Instagram, about the package that includes food, accommodations, and private tours.
We are doing a wine tasting at this beautiful villa on a cliff in Italy, and we're going to eat dinner out under the stars at the vineyard. We're going to Rome, so we're going to get to see the Colosseum. We're also going on an exclusive food tour of Rome, where a local takes us to all their favorite spots.
Huffman says her advice to all the winners is to try all of the food and get ready to ask questions and learn from local Italians.
Just enjoy every moment. The culture over there is so beautiful and the people are so kind. We are encouraging teachers. They're so selfless, so it's hard for them to want to nominate themselves. But this is the time to be selfish. You know, nominate yourself. You work hard. You deserve this trip.
Now, to enter, simply like and comment on the Italian teacher giveaway post on Lauren Taylor Law's Instagram page. Include the teacher's name and where they teach. Feel free to nominate as many teachers as you'd like, but each nomination needs to be a separate comment.
The trip is June 8th through June 15th, and 2 winners will be selected randomly on April 25th at 9 p.m. If the winner can not go on the trip, they can give it to another educator, friend, or a family member.
That would be a well-deserved trip for any teacher.
Sure.
Okay, in Anderson County, several roundtable events are set for next week to discuss a new concept rail trail, according to United Way of Anderson County. The Anderson-Belton Trail will offer scenic views and a convenient route for cyclists, runners, and walkers. We're told the trail would also include amenities like restrooms, picnic areas, and benches. There will be 6 roundtable events in Anderson and in Belton starting on April 25th. If you'd like to join the discussion, you have to sign up through United Way of Anderson County's website.